Hey everybody, it's Chris back with another review for the Blue Collar Beer Gourmet. Tonight I'm going to be reviewing the last of my stepson selection. My stepson Andy sent me some beers from the West Coast, his journeys along the West Coast, and he sent me some beers that he came across the way that he thought I might like. And the final selection is tonight, and it is the Lagunitas Sucks. And it is a double IPA with 8% ABV and 63 IBUs. Hey, dog. Dog's going to join me for the review, apparently. So, I uh, I had thing about Lagunitas is I actually went to a Lagunitas tasting a few years back, and it was great beer. I really like Lagunitas a lot. I like the Hairy Eyeball. I think the Hairy Eyeball will probably remain one of my favorite beers of all time. But you know, they completely sold out to corporate entities. At first, it was just so they could have trade routes in Europe, and now they're completely owned by I think it's Heineken. It's sad to say, but I'm not happy about the fact that Lagunitas is now owned by corporate entities. But what are you gonna do? It happens. You know, it's one of the best. It was one of the better breweries out there, and it just got bought up. But as I've said before, I'll say again, you know, anybody sends me a beer, I'm appreciative. Come here, come here, come here, come here. Show everybody. Okay, there we are. All right. So I'm always appreciative of a beer, and I'm appreciative to my stepson Andy for sending it to me. Um, and Conan, if you're out there watching, I know that you've made friends with the guys at Lagunitas, and um, you know, I don't. I don't wish them any bad luck. I just kind of I hope that one day somebody will be able to buy them back from the corporate masters. I did go to Untapped. I looked it up, and 60 of my friends have given this a cumulative score of 3.93. 172,000 of us have given it a cumulative score of 3.98. So that speaks actually very, very well for the beer, this being a good beer. And the truth of the matter is, because of my problems with, the corporate buyout, I haven't tried this beer despite how extremely popular it is. I mean, I've been seeing a lot of y'all drinking it on Instagram and Untapped and Tumblr, and so I mean, plenty of you out there have tried this. I almost feel like I'm a little behind on the project, but anyway, I'm going to open it up now. I think I've been pontificating long enough, and now you've heard my story. Go ahead, go on, get on the bed. Attaboy. All right, and I'm going to be using my Firenze opener that Tony brought me back from Florence. That is, in fact, the Duomo. Going to be pouring this into my Tenaya Creek Brewery IPA glass. Brought this out for the very specific reason of telling you once again. You go into Tenaya Creek on a Tuesday night, you slap down $6. You're going to get a glass just like this full of beer. You come back $5 later, you get refills. You take that glass home with you. You come back next Tuesday night, $5 refills on house beers. So that's a pretty damn good deal. And that's Tenaya Creek under the Spaghetti Bowl in Las Vegas, Nevada. So let's get this bad boy open. Thankfully, it is not going to explode on me. I'm very happy for that. Sometimes mailed beers can have that happen. And let's get to pouring. So you can see exactly what we're dealing with here. Got a little too much head on that. Once again, I'm working on my pouring. I freely admit I am not the best pourer. Now, I would describe this as having a high carbonation. That's a very spongy head, which does seem to be sinking down slowly. So it's resilient to some degree, but not overly. Before I even bring the glass to my nose, I can smell the hops right away, which is not at all surprising. I mean, it's a double IPA. And so now I'm going to indulge a little bit and see what we got going here. Well, I get sort of a floral alcohol bouquet. Mostly, and okay, now I'm getting the hops. Getting like a little bit of pineapple, actually. I mean, citrus, yes, but specifically pineapple. Let's see if I can't maybe top this off. No, I still didn't get whatever, if there was any sediment at the bottom. Um, Still a lot of bubbles going through this, and it looks as though the color is coming through on the camera. It looks about the same color as it is as I have it here in my hand. So, cheers. Well, that's a good IPA. It's well balanced. 63 IBU. Um, there's definitely a little bit more. Like this one has last week's the last review was an IPA from Stone, and it had not quite as much alcohol burn because it was not an imperial. This is an imperial, and you can definitely feel the alcohol burn. This has I'd probably describe it as a medium-low mouthfeel. Um, I taste mostly are hops. I taste hops and alcohol, and like I said, it's tempered, but um, it's a good IPA. Don't get me wrong, but it's not the best IPA I've ever had. Um, and frankly, I think the Hairy Eyeball is a better beer from them. If I'm going to spend money on a Lagunitas beer, I'm going to spend it. I'm going to get the Hairy Eyeball. I'm not going to buy this. This isn't bad, but this isn't getting anything more than a 3.5 from me. Um, the more of it I drink, the less of it the less I like it. Uh, it's not bad. Don't get me wrong. I wouldn't give it a 3.5 if it was bad. It's just it's all I can tell you is it doesn't have the wow factor. Um, and so for that reason, I can't give it more than a 3.5. Actually, the more I drink it, the more alcohol burn I'm getting than anything else. And that is some pretty nice lacing, I gotta admit. See right there. But yeah, it's a good IPA. It's not a great IPA. This is maybe a good IPA. Those who are trying to get into the more IPA-ish IPAs would be this one. But I don't know. I got to say that Stone's standard IPA, the last beer that I reviewed was, I think, superior to this. So anyway, but I do thank you, Andy. Please don't think for 1 minute that I'm showing any sort of lack of gratitude to what you sent me. I appreciate it immensely. I appreciate anybody who sends me any beer at all. Until next time, drink good beer. Don't break the bank doing it. And cheers.